Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel, and today I'm bringing to you weekly reading vlog number 131, potentially. We will start this vlog how we mean to go on, and that is 2 unboxings. One of these I know, one of them I don't. So let's get cracking. While I do that, I'll talk to you about my day. So today was the first day in my new job. I've been a bit more specific with some people on this platform, but I am now the, if it wants to rip, financial accountant for a retail business here in England. So, why am I specifying it's in England? I don't know. I am now the financial accountant for a retail company and I'm very excited by it. I've had an interesting first day, had a bit of a chat, went to one of the stores, managed to visit my great nan and be back home for 5:10. So it's been a good day. Here we go. I received a Waterstones gift card on leaving my past job. So stupidly wanted to make some orders because I was like 1 point away from £10 off on my Waterstones card. Didn't realise that if you make a pre-order, you don't get those points till it arrives. So whatever. This book I did buy to make the delivery free, and that is 1,000 Heartbeats by Kira Cass. This is a fantasy, potentially start the series, by Kira Cass, the author of The Selection, and I love The Selection with my whole heart. This says, Princess Anika has lived a life of comfort, but no amount of luxuries can change the fact her life isn't her own to control. Soon she will be forced by her father into a loveless marriage with a duke called Nicholas for political gain. And that's all we'll read. It's absolutely stunning. Look at the pink. Big fan. So we have this book, and we are currently on what, the 3rd of April, and I have 2 books to haul, and there's going to be more this weekend. So we have this one from Amazon. Oh, okay, if I can get in. There we are. What do we got? It looks self-published. Oh, it's not self-published, it's John Mars. It is Keep It in the Family by John Mars, which Christina was talking about. And it sounds really, really cool. Okay, let me see who this is from before I read the back. It's from Emily. That is so not what I was expecting. Thank you for a lovely time away and for letting me stay and work at yours Thursday. We'll make more plans soon. P.S. Good luck with your job. Emily? That's so cute. You didn't have to do that. But the book Emily's got me is Keep It in the Family by John Mars. It says, Mia and Finn are busy turning a derelict house into their dream home when Mia expectedly falls pregnant. But just when they think the house is ready, Mia discovers a chilling message scored into a skirting board. I will save them from the attic. Following the clue up into the eaves, the couple make a gruesome discovery. Their dream home was once a house of horrors. That is all I'm going to read. That sounds fantastic. And Emily, you did not have to do that, so thank you very much. It is now like 5:30 and I need to make dinner and get on reading sprints and edit last week's vlog. So I'm gonna wrap up here, but hopefully I have some fun things happening this week because it's also the bank holiday. It's the Easter bank holiday. So hopefully I have things to share. Probably not. We'll try and do something fun.
Hello. Sorry for the change in setup. I will just quickly explain what has happened because I'm very angry with myself. There was a clip, I edited it in full for the vlog. It was about a 7-minute clip, and then I realised there were personal items in the background that I would not want on YouTube, which now sounds really sketchy, but just things I didn't want broadcast on the internet. So I decided to refilm the clip, explaining where I was while sat at my desk with my setup. So I've done that. Then realised I did that whole thing without a microphone, so it was completely mute. So we're going to go again, and hopefully I can crop this clip down. The clip in question was Wednesday night after I'd done 3 days working in my new job, going into the office every day, and that gave me time in the car to listen to my audiobook, and that was Twisted Love. I finished this book and have rated it 3 stars. So the actual contents of the story got 5 stars from me. Is exactly what I like in a book. It is about Alex and Ava. Alex is Ava's brother's best friend. When the brother goes to South America, I think it is, for like a period of time, he asks Alex to step in and make sure that his sister is looked after, and he definitely manages to do that. So Alex is some sort of millionaire bad boy that Ava has the hots for. But they actually hate each other, but of course they don't because it's a romance. And yeah, it's enemies to lovers, kind of hide it from the brother. love story. And the actual contents of the story, as I've said, I would give 5 stars, but unfortunately, as I was listening to the audiobook, that rating came down. The audiobook itself, I gave 1 star. I absolutely hated it. There were 2 narrators, and the narrator for Ava actually made me feel sick. And before going on, I will say, obviously, it's personal preference, but there are many people I've explained how I feel about this, and they fully agree with me, so I kind of feel justified. Chelsea, never, ever, ever listen to this audiobook because you will be sick. Many times in the book, the narrator will talk in a whispery voice that's very raspy, and it genuinely made my skin hurt and made me feel uncomfortable. So for that reason, the audiobook gets 1 star because I genuinely considered DNFing it. The contents of the story, I liked, 5 stars. So overall, Twisted Love gets 3 stars from me. Next up, I was talking about The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels by Janice Hallett, which is my buddy read with Victoria. I started this on the Tuesday, and we were both supposed to read about 50 pages, but ended up getting about 70 pages in. And then on the second day, instead of another 50 pages, Victoria made it all the way to page 160 or something. So I knew I had to catch up with her. At this point, genuinely really enjoying this book. It is a fun little mystery and all told in as if you are researching a book, and I really liked that. I found it very interesting, and I was so intrigued to find out what happened, so won't say much more on that on Wednesday's perspective. And then the other book I was reading was City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare, which, spoiler alert, still reading, but I wanted to show you guys this one because I am reading and annotating in full, and as always, I like to make people uncomfortable myself with my annotations, so let's just find a good example. We've got pages with different colours and my own writing in. Here we are, 3 different colours and my writing in the margin, so I love to make people uncomfortable with my annotations, but it's my book, so I will do with it what I want. I have never read this book before. I have reread books 1 to 5 at least 2 times, but have never finished it off, and finally making some progress on that this week. So sorry about the weird setup, the strange backwards catching up, but enjoy the rest of the vlog.
Hello. It is Friday, 8 o'clock at night. Does not feel like that at all. I have not really vlogged at all this week, as far as I know. I went out all day today. It is bank holiday, Friday, like Easter Friday, Good Friday, that's what I mean. So didn't have to work today. So me, my mom, my dad, my sister and her boyfriend went to the designer outlet village thing in Swindon. So that was great, didn't buy anything. Was very tempted by a pair of Converse, but I do not need any more shoes. So did that today. That's pretty much it. Filmed 2 videos before I went. Need to edit one of those to go up tomorrow, but not really wanting to do that right this second. I didn't get any Easter eggs, so I'm gonna eat some chocolates that one of you lovely subscribers bought me a while ago. Gonna eat those in bed and finish off The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels, which my buddy read with Victoria. We've decided to boost it forward, so I'm just gonna finish it tonight. And then when I finish that, I need to go and edit that video that goes up tomorrow, and I'm going to read more of City of Heavenly Fire. I'm like 200 pages in. What am I on? 246. 400 pages to go. Hello. I look a little bit dishevelled, and that's because I've just got in from a little trip into town. So my leaving present for leaving my last job was a Waterstones voucher, and I pre-ordered the next book in this series, whatever it's actually called. So I pre-ordered the next book of that. I got 1,000 Heartbeats by Kira Cass, which arrived at the start of this vlog, in last week's vlog, I'm not sure. And I just went and bought 4 more books. Annoyingly, I can't count. And I didn't work out how much was on the gift card, so I ended up spending £8. So I basically paid for one of these books, but that's fine. And then I also popped in to Worcester's only independent bookstore to buy a book, because I like, if I'm buying books anyway, I may as well go all out. But first, I need to tell you about The Mysterious Case of the Alperton Angels, which I finished last night. And me and Victoria were buddy reading this. We still have like 2 days left on the buddy read, but we both decided to finish it yesterday. I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4.5 stars. So this is about our main character, I've forgotten her name completely, Amanda, who is writing a book on the case of the Alperton Angels, which happened in the early 2000s. So this book is a complete collection of her notes and texts she sends to people and transcripts of interviews while writing this book. I will read the first page out to you because it's what really appealed to me when I opened it. It says, "You have a key that opens a safe deposit box. Inside is a bundle of documents, archived research material for a book that has just been published. You must read it all and make a decision. Either replace the documents and the box, then throw the key where it will never be found, or Take Everything to the Police. I should say I gave this book 4.5 stars. I did really enjoy it. The reading experience was so good. It's exactly the same to me as The Appeal. So The Appeal is another one I have here, and I gave this one 4.5 stars. And I do find that this author has a fantastic way of writing and getting you hooked. We're not going to talk about The Twyford Code because that didn't happen, that doesn't exist. But these two, both just such amazing reading experiences, and I love reading with Victoria. I couldn't give it 5 stars because the actual reveal, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it didn't wow me. And I think it would have needed to wow me for 5 stars. And that was also the same with The Appeal, where the reveal was like, oh, cool. But the reading experience itself is 5 stars. So 4.5. And then I need to show you the books I got on my little trip. So I'll start with the one I got from the independent bookshop, which is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. Sydney told me to buy this book like 2.5 years ago, and I hadn't listened up to this point, but I saw it in the independent shop and it only cost me $8.99, so I was very excited by that. This is a quite intense YA romance. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy at school, the one that everyone wants to be around. That doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing nagging thought that maybe things could have been different, maybe they should be together. It just looks really cool. So I got that one from the independent shop. I should say, I made a TikTok on this because I'm trying to be cool and use TikTok. So I made a TikTok, that may or may not be live. I'll link it if it is. So I tried to get some on the buy one get one half price, but it was shoddy today. We have With This Kiss by Carrie Hope Fletcher, which I've been seeing around. I'm pretty sure it just came out. And this seems to be an adult romance where the main character can see how you die when she kisses you. So she hasn't kissed anyone since she was 18, then she meets Grayson. This book is apparently sweepingly romantic and utterly original, and it's one love story you will never forget. It sounds cool. So the other one I got on that was Someone Is Watching You by Tess James Mackey. And this one sounds really cool. This is a YA thriller, and it is about somebody being abandoned in a abandoned prison. Being abandoned in an abandoned prison. Yeah, that's what I mean. And this really appealed to me because of me and Cole getting really into Destination Fear and the upcoming Project Fear, which, you know, check out my Instagram post. Support Project Fear. There's a Kickstarter. Check it out. But yeah, this is about Nia, who will do anything to win the approval of her boyfriend and his friends. And when Olivia dares, and mean girl Olivia. So when Olivia dares Nia to explore an abandoned prison, she sees it as the perfect opportunity to prove herself. And it sounds kind of creepy, actually. I am all for it. Then a book that no one had heard of before. I text Laura, I say no one, I asked Laura. I text Laura and said, hey, have you ever heard of this book? Because it sounds like kind of my thing, but I'm not sure. It's Reluctant Immortals by Gwendolyn Keast. And it has been blurred by Stephen Graham Jones, who I just haven't had the best time with, but that's okay, because somebody on Goodreads has compared it to a mix between Taylor Jenkins Reid and Paul Tremblay. So I'm intrigued. I won't read all of the back, but it says, Los Angeles, 1967. Lucy Westenra and Bertha Mason, the forgotten women in Dracula and Jane Eyre, have been existing as undead immortals for centuries, unable to die and still tormented by the monsters that made them. Lucy has long fought against Dracula's intoxicating thrall, refusing his charismatic darkness and her ensuing appetite for blood. Okay, I was gonna keep reading and it actually spoils Jane Eyre. So we're just gonna say Bertha Mason. Okay, I'm trying, it's really hard. It spoils Jane Eyre on the back and I'm trying not to spoil it. So there's Lucy and there's also Bertha. We'll just say that. It sounded really interesting. The cover's giving me Daisy Jones vibes, but horror. And then I grabbed at the last minute The Problem with Forever by Jennifer Al Armentrout. So this is the one I basically just bought myself. This was in adult, but it's definitely YA. Because it says, growing up in the foster system, she learned that the best way to survive was to say nothing. Now, after years of homeschooling with loving adoptive parents, Mallory must face a new milestone, spending her senior year at a normal high school. But she never imagined she'd run into Ryder Stark, the friend and protector she hasn't seen since childhood. Which actually, now I'm thinking, if she's in senior year at high school, America means 17 to 18. So maybe it does get a little bit adult, and that's why it's in adult. But it looked really cool. So that's my book haul for the day. That's the book I finished. I'm currently listening to my audiobook, which is If You Tell by Greg Olson, and I'm on chapter 53 of 87. So I'm really plugging away at that, hoping to finish that today. I tried to read Words on Bathroom Walls yesterday and only got up to page 32, so not too great. And I haven't made any more progress with City of Heavenly Fire. I may be camping in a van later, so I might need to read. we'll see what I get up to. Just zoom in on your face. Ignore the sorry state of flowers behind me. It is actually now Monday and I realised I didn't vlog yesterday. I tried to, I was going to get little clips at the motocross and I got a few bits and bobs, and then I got home and I kid you not, I lay on that sofa reading Words on Bathroom Walls. I got to page 213, so like decent. And then I looked up and I lost an hour and a half because I had a nap, and then I got in bed and watched 4 episodes of Love is Blind. I haven't finished season 4 yet, but I tried, and that is all I did. So today, it's Monday, it's bank holiday, this will be a next week's vlog, but I am trying to get through as much of the things I've been putting off all 4-day weekend. I can't believe we've had a 4-day weekend. I feel like I've done nothing, but that's what I'm going to do today. But going backwards, so as I said, I got up to page 213 on Words on Bathroom Walls. I've had this book, I don't think I've had the physical copy that long, but it's been on my radar since I joined BookTube, so we're talking at least 4.5 years ago now, and I really wish I hadn't put it off this long because I'm not really loving it. I'm going to try and finish it off before lunchtime because I only have about 100 pages left, so definitely something that's manageable. But yeah, I don't know why I put it off this long because I'm not actually loving it. It is about a kid called, I don't know his name, his friend's called Dwight. Adam. It's about Adam, who is schizophrenic, and he has a few, let's call them incidents, I think that's what he calls them, up to the point of him starting a new clinical trial for a drug for schizophrenia and seeing a new therapist. He won't talk to this therapist, so what he does is he writes down little catch-up diary entries, and that is what we're reading in this book. There is also an element in here that I didn't know about the Sandy Hook massacre, so that is really interesting, and yeah, enjoying reading about that in the perspective of this character. I can't speak for representation and things like that, but I am interested in how it's being represented, if that makes sense. So we'll finish this one off. I also started reading on Saturday The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. I've had this book for a really long time, thanks to Harper 360 YA. It came out in September last year, and it just, I wanted it at the time, and then I didn't read it for exam reasons, I believe. Yeah, that September release would have been like exam stress time, so I didn't get around to it. I'm reading it now and I'm not loving it. Sorry. Everyone loves Tiffany D. Jackson. It's my first trip into their work and I'm not really loving this right now. I'm on page 105. I've actually been listening to the audiobook, so I'll probably finish that one off on traveling to work over the next couple days. But yeah, we'll see. And the other book I've had on the go, which I'm thoroughly enjoying, is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. I'm now 399 pages in, so this is one I definitely want to get finished today. Absolutely loving reading more Shadowhunters. Reading Shadowhunters for the first time with my favourite characters, because I've never read this book before. So yeah, I am enjoying that experience. But there we are. That is it. that's all that's happened this week. I feel like I've done nothing, even though I had a 4-day weekend. Like, I'm on day 4. I haven't shown you anything extra. If anything, I've shown you less of my weekend. So sorry about that. If you got to this point in the vlog, please leave me a bunny or an egg emoji, something Easter related, to show that you got this far. As I always say, it makes my heart so full that you guys watch the entirety of my vlogs. I now need to crack on with cleaning the apartment, which is like number 1 on my to-do list today. Food shopping, reading books, and editing this vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.